Okay, so let's talk about my screwed up methodology. What went wrong? What's going right? And what I started doing that should make things better for the last 3 rows. First thing I should have done, instead of figure out where all my center posts are, I should have snapped a line around the perimeter outside of the work area. So now I have, it's about 50 centimeters or so away. And then I have a laser level. I came out at night. All the yellow line is level. And you can see there's way too much dirt in this middle area, so we're humping it back to the back corner where it's low. I suggest doing all this before the workers show up because they're eager to work. And you can see I already got 11 holes dug in 3 days. So it's kind of hard to lay out the rest when guys are humping. So the next problem I had was laying out the squares. I laid out the center holes pretty well with the outside stakes, but my squares were all cockeyed. They were centered, but they weren't parallel with each other. So I started staking out lines from the center post and tying to the height line. This isn't really anything but a height line. And I just ran parallel lines, both left and right. And that gives me pretty straight corners. The hole should be 100 centimeters or whatever, 100 millimeters. Fucking metric. Yeah, should be 1 meter wide. So that's 1,000 millimeters, so we'll talk centimeters. So we got 100 centimeters is what the plans call for. So I'm having the guys make the holes oversized to cover my mistakes. So we're going 110 wide square, and now with my fancy new grid here, it should all be fairly straight. That way, when the rebar cage is in the hole, we'll have room to turn it left or right and center it a little bit. We got about 5 centimeters of play on each side. So that solves that problem. The next problem is, you can see how high the string is off the ground, maybe 8 inches, and it's about 2 feet off the ground in the back. So what I did was I snapped a line. This line is level with the far end, so as the guys dig, all they have to do is be a certain distance from that line going down, which is in this case about 155 cm, or yeah, whatever the math is. I'm tired. I'm not going to figure that shit out. So they snap a line and then they measure down to the bottom and they tell me, okay, we're good. I suggest getting one of these. This helps a lot to break up the clay, especially if your backhoe doesn't dig out tree stumps. And we got some badass diggers here. Where's Dagul? Dagul! And we got to pack all this down. So we're making progress. I haven't had a heart attack yet. Maybe a mini heart attack. But that's my own damn fault. Acting like I'm in my 20s. I'll give another update if I don't die tonight in my sleep.